Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sister Talk with LTB. Hey, y'all. Say hey, sisters.
Hey.
Hey. I want to thank you guys for tuning in once again. This is season 2, episode 2. As you can see, we are moving right along with this show. Okay. Thanks to you guys, our loyal viewers. Okay. We are so grateful to you guys. Let me go ahead and thank you all for tuning in, continuing to tune in. That's the biggest. Okay. So thank you for that. And if you are new to the Sister Talk community, hey y'all, thank you for joining us. We are real sisters and we like to talk. That is what we do. That is why it is called Sister Talk with LTB. Now, I know you guys see this beautiful face here. We're going to get to that in a moment. So I know y'all wondering what's going on, but you know, we going to get there. We're going to get there. But before we do, I do have to tell you all about our mission statement. Okay, this mission statement is the bomb. So first and foremost, we want to engage you in some sassy conversation. You already know they sassy. I'm not, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We also want to empower you. And you know what? We're going to empower you to be your authentic self. And if you don't know already, I'm going to be me. They gonna be them, so you be you, because this is a safe place, okay? We also want to encourage you to the next level, whatever that is for you. So if you have a goal, you know, you got a job that you want to go for, or just anything, even if it's small to you, is big to us, and we want to encourage you, okay? Because that is what we do. So before I move any further, let me introduce my beautiful, sassy sisters. I'm going to start with Tiara, because for whatever reason, I always start with Nisha. So I'm going to start with Tiara today. So, hey, girl.
Oh, I'm first. Hey, y'all. I'm first.
And then we also have the beautiful Miss Nisha. And as you can see, she has dyed her hair this beautiful color. And I would like that color too, just so she doesn't. I want to put it out there. My sister's gonna do my hair. So now that it's on the show, you gotta do it. But say hello.
Hello.
Hey girl, hey. This is who we are, guys. These are my sisters, and this is what we do. So next thing I want to do is talk about our, you know what it is, our church announcement.
Woo! Even Eden put her hand up like, yeah.
Because she already knows. So I want to remind our viewers, I want to remind you guys that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know you see, I'm decked out. So we want to take this moment right now to shout out some special ladies to, I'm going to start. So I did shout her out in the previous episode, but listen, she's just so bomb. I have to shout her out twice. So I want to shout out my favorite deacon, Deacon Noreen from my church. Beautiful woman. I love her to death, and she is my survivor.
To life.
So, Noreen, to life.
Yes.
Hey, girl. And I believe Tiara has somebody that she wants to shout out as well.
Yes, I do. I want to shout out this beautiful lady that I work with. Her name is V. When I first started working in my position, she was one of the first women to really like speak to me, like, hi, my name is V. Is it all right if I call you T? We gonna be cool, and whatever you need, hit me up, and everything like that. And I didn't know a lot about her until recently, and I just want to shout her out for being the strong woman that she is. Period. Yes. My amen corner. I got an amen corner. Okay, so y'all better chill, because y'all don't even know.
All right.
And I do want to just something special that I wanted to do for our ladies that we absolutely love and care for. As you can see, we wear pink for Sharon, Noreen, and V. We love y'all.
Period. Okay.
So since we have went over that, once again, I know you guys are wondering who this beautiful face is. So I'm gonna go ahead and let my sister Nisha take over now. Go ahead, girl, do your thing.
I got the floor. Okay. All right, y'all. So as you guys can see, we have an extra beautiful face on the screen today, and it gives, oh my goodness. I have the pleasure of working with and being friends with a wonderful breast cancer survivor, my friend. Okay, my friend. I'm not sharing her with y'all.
She's my friend too. I got her number.
Beat it. Miss Sharon Kidd. She is absolutely the bomb. But the one thing that I want to say about Sharon Kidd is she is one of the first people that allowed me to come into the high school and do lunch buddies when I was out here trying to get young lives just in other schools. And she just walked me through some amazing stuff. She began to be my friend, my check-in buddy, my behind the scenes person when Miss Misha was going crazy. It was like I knew that I can call her and be like, yo, this is what's going on. And she was able to just pull me in and get me together. But she did all of this while going through a challenging stage of her life. And I just want to tell you, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your journey, for allowing me to call you friend. And even believing in me when I didn't even believe in myself on some things. So we welcome you, Miss Sharon Kidd. Yay!
Thank you. I am so appreciative that you guys wanted to speak with me, hear a little bit about my story, and see if we can encourage some other women and or men who might need some assistance or some answers as it relates to breast cancer.
Yes. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. I know when I found out when you had cancer. Can you tell us about the moment that you found out that you had cancer? And can you it's different stages of breast cancer. And I want to say that it's different names as well. So can you tell us what is the name and what stage you are in and when did you find out about it?
Yes, so you are so right. There are multiple stages and then multiple names for breast cancer. So September 9th of 2019, I officially received the call from the nurse. And like when you get your biopsy or your mammogram, they say, hey, do you want us to call you? Do you prefer to come into the office? They give you an option to kind of pick. And I was like, oh, this is a little far, I'll just take the phone call. And so I'm at work and I work for a nonprofit downtown Cleveland, and my phone rings and the number comes up as Metro Health. So I go downstairs to take the call, and it was kind of like, she said what she said. She said, hello, how are you? And the conversation went really quick. So she was like, I'm just calling to give you your results. And, the biopsy came back, the cells are cancerous. And like, they don't like hold your hand, or it was, like, oh, I'm sorry, that you're going through that. And so it was a very cold call. It was short. I was actually greeted by my boss who, followed me downstairs and, pretty much asked for permission to give me a hug. I paced from, the backside of Huron to the front side of Euclid, then back. And I called my mom and she didn't answer. And so I'm calling, trying to get somebody on the phone besides, my boss who's sitting right here, like he's not my family. So, like he's being supportive, but, I'm trying to get my family on the line. And so I call my mom, I tell her, and it's kind of like, wow, what do you do from here? So, they say, like, hey, come back into the office so we can talk about the ins and outs of the cancer that you have. So I was off work for like 3 days, like just trying to like collect myself. It was like, who expected to receive that type of call? Honestly, I thought I had just sprained a muscle. So I was working out. I had got down to like my lowest weight ever, under 150 pounds, and lifting weights every day. So I was like, oh, it just must be that. And it lasted. So I took a break from working out, and it lasted a couple of days, going into a week. I was like, something don't feel right. And so luckily I went in and I definitely advocated for a mammogram and a biopsy. Society says we need to wait until we're 40, but Black women and women of color and men of color, we definitely should advocate for ourselves if we feel that something is wrong. We shouldn't let healthcare workers or doctors or whomever dismiss us or dismiss how we're feeling. We all know that there are crazy disparities within our health system. And sometimes, you're judged based on your skin color, and they don't know if you have insurance or not, but what they see on TV or wherever they get their implicit bias, it might cause them to not give you the proper care. So let's talk about type, right? So I am triple negative. That is I'm triple negative, and that's the most aggressive subtype. In terms of the actual name, it is a mouthful. So if I mess it up, bear with me. I'll send it to you guys. So like if there's like an audio for people who are deaf, it can be typed right. So it is called invasive ductile lobular carcinoma. I think I got it right. So that is the name of the cancer that I have. And they kind of explained it. I breastfed my daughter, and they kind of explained it like the veins or the valve that would, I guess, dispense milk from your breast, I guess, became infected, or the cancer had invaded the space. Did I answer all 3 of your questions?
Okay.
I think I did. Okay.
Okay. So
Yes,
it was
yes.
like where like the milk duct?
Yep.
Or
Yep.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's very clear.
Yep.
So I had a question in regards to when you stated that you first got that call, and the first person that was there for you, of course, not by plan, but was your boss, and you called your mom. After that, going into your first steps and really trying to figure out what do I do from here? Did you have a lot of support from your family? And not only did you have a lot of support, but a lot of people that actually understood the extremity of the situation?
So great question. I had lots of family support. My employers at the time were supportive, but I will say it is definitely a difference from the support you receive from your family versus support you receive from other women and men who have the disease. Oftentimes, family members, they don't know what to say. They haven't been through that. And some of the remarks that they, say are abrasive and they're offensive. But they don't know. So one of the things that I've dealt with this entire process is toxic positivity. And that's pretty much not acknowledging how someone feels and validating their feelings in the moment. And, oh, get over it, what's another one? Like, so they like encourage you to kind of move on instead of allowing you to kind of sit in your current feelings and just grow through what you're going through. So That's one of the things that I went through, and my family was very supportive, but they just, were not aware of what to do and what to say, because I am the first one. I did not have a family history. I did not have any of the genetic, what they call it, genetic, oh goodness, chemo brain, just zap me, deformities or something. So like, there was none of that. So to this day, I really don't know what happened. Some people say, it could have been environmental. Some people could have said it was stress. So there's a bunch of different, theories of what actually happened. I don't know. But I do know that like I'm fighting this disease day in and day out. And I'm just hoping that there are new drugs available, in the event that the regimen that I'm on starts to not work any longer.
So I wanted to ask you, Sharon, for our viewers, if you can elaborate more on your symptoms before you found out. I know you said, you were working out and you were feeling pain, but oftentimes we go to Google.
Yeah.
And we diagnose ourselves. And, Google may say one thing and we're not experiencing that. And then we're like, okay, well, I'm okay. Yeah. But in all actuality, you're not. So can you talk about, what all you were experiencing before you got that call?
Yeah, so that's a good question. And I'll start by saying no two women have the same experience. They may have similar experiences. I will say each person should kind of like do their own self-check. Identify what your normal is. And then once you know what your normal is, so you have a baseline, then like, hey, if your breast is discharging, red flag. For African-American women and women of color, oftentimes is not any of the textbook things that they see. So it's not nipple drainage or things of that nature. Our breasts are so dense, but the moment that we feel like your breast is engorged, as you might have felt when you nursed or something like that, then, that's another sign. We also have to be mindful of the surrounding area. So I had 20 lymph nodes removed from my arm. So I can't have blood pressure, blood taken, anything on my right side. So another symptom that I had was pain under my arm. In addition to that, fluid had gathered on the right side of my body. So I would recommend people going to a site called Know Your Lemons, and it kind of gives the ins and outs about like what to do when you're doing the self-exam, what to look for. And it kind of has a comprehensive list of symptoms that a man and or a woman may have before, they, either identify or be so that they have breast cancer or not. Or, maybe it's just something that they need to get checked out. And sometimes the results can come back benign, but, I would say it's best to kind of know what your baseline is. And when you think or feel something is incorrect, then you go to your primary care doctor to get a referral to get a mammogram if you're under 40.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sisters.
So I heard you say that this is not hereditary, and so many times we heard that, I'm gonna say for me, I heard that if you don't have a family history of breast cancer, then nothing's wrong with you. If you go in and say, oh, I'm having pain or whatever. But I heard you say that this was not hereditary. You have no family history of breast cancer in your family.
No. And Nisha, what's so crazy? I'm sorry. What's so crazy is earlier today, before we recorded, I was trying to look up some stuff so that I could be a little bit more knowledgeable and like be able to partake in the conversation. And On the list of the questions that I did run across, that providers do ask, it did show that that's one of the top questions that providers ask. If you do express that you are having some type of pain or you're concerned about it, that's like one of the first questions they ask you: is there a family history of cancer or breast cancer that we should, that we should know or be concerned about?
Yeah.
So when you went in and you had your and you had the initial biopsy, was that something that was offered to you right away? I'm not sure if you answered this. Was that something that was offered to you right away, or did you really have to continue to go to bat like, actually, no, I think something is going on. Can you see what's up?
Yep.
I'm sorry, y'all. Eating acting crazy.
That is exactly what happened. I went to the doctor, and they do the regular, exam for you. They check your breast, they check both sides, and she's like, "Oh, it just feels so hard. I really don't know." And so, no one wants to say, "Hey, is this or that," without actually having an exam. So she's like, "Yeah, I'm going to refer you for a mammogram." And so the mammogram showed that the tissue was too dense. And from there, I received the referral for the biopsy to kind of confirm the type, what stage, things of that nature. But the mammogram showed how large the tumor was. And so that was kind of like, hey, this is serious. But you are absolutely right. If you're just going to the doctor and like their questions, is there family history? And so as soon as you say no, they shut you down. So I would advise anyone who's going to the doctor to, if they feel uncomfortable, like advocate for yourselves. The other thing that a lot of people worry about is insurance. So insurance doesn't cover it unless you have a referral. So another thing you can do is contact your insurance and, say like, hey, I have this going on. What do I need to do to make sure that this is covered? And so like, I feel like there's so many systemic barriers around, getting proper health care, especially for women of color. So it's our job to make sure that we're advocating for ourselves or our loved ones.
So Sharon, you talked about having a lot of support from other men and women who have also been diagnosed. So just for our viewers, there might be someone who is going through the same thing and just looking for someone to be able to reach out to or somebody to talk to. Can you talk about some of the organizations and or groups that you are passionate about so that, that viewer can, reach out if they need to, or, what have you?
Yeah. So I want to start and say there was not many resources locally in terms of support groups. I know that we have the Gathering Place, but I was always the token Black woman there. Now they're introducing classes for women of color to kind of have a space to gather and discuss the issues and things of that nature. But I didn't see myself like in the healthcare system, like when I went into the hospital. I also had a hard time finding a local support group for women of color and for women under 40 who were diagnosed at a higher stage, so stage 3 or stage 4. So that took me to the internet. In the internet, I found a group called For the Breast of Us. I am now one of their ambassadors. So it's the first national support group for women of color. And they also have a closed Facebook group that people can join. Another organization that I am an advocate for is called Living Beyond Breast Cancer. Yeah, Living Beyond Breast Cancer. So LBBC. And this organization provides stipends if you need some help. They also can connect you to a peer. as close as possible to like your diagnosis, what subgroup you're in, things of that nature, your age. So I signed up to be a mentor. So I just recently got someone who had a stage 4 diagnosis. She had 2 kids, and she was having a meltdown, which is totally reasonable because like your whole entire life becomes something new, and you have to mourn that person you used to be because there's so many things that you can't do that you used to do. In terms of other resources, there are a plethora of Facebook groups. I think those are helpful because you can kind of navigate what groups are kind of local, even though they're online, to possibly see if they're doing something in person. And then another group that is extremely helpful is called Medivivor. So I'm actually running a fundraiser now to collect money for Medivivor. So cancer is pretty much like a $15 billion industry. And out of all of that money, only about 5 to 7% is spent for research for people who are diagnosed as metastatic. So part of my advocacy is to make sure that people, when they're like, so right now it's breast cancer, I call it Breast Cancer Action Month. But people, there's all types of pink washing. So you're going into the stores and they have pink hair bows, pink cups, this, all these things are pink. But a lot of people don't stop and ask, hey, what organization is this supporting? How much of the funds go to this organization? So like we have to definitely be mindful about how we spend our dollars and making sure that if we pick up this trinket that we really don't need, that money, whether it's like 5%, 10%, what have you, is being donated to an organization who's actually doing the work. So Medivivor, 100% of all their donations are used for research for stage 4 patients. So I can provide a list of other resources that I've used. And there's also a list of resources on the forthebreastofus.com website for those who might just need, cleaning, or you want to have a buddy, what have you. The internet is a great resource. And if people are living near a specialized cancer center, they often have groups that people can attend. And then most recently, I found out that the YMCA hosts a group for cancer patients. So you just have to do a little due diligence to see or to find groups that fit your style. Because not everybody wants to be in a large group. Some people, want to just tell a couple of people. Some people like me, like we just go to wherever we go and we do what we do. So it really just depends on that person's personality type and how much they want to share. I know so many people are dealing with this awful disease in silence. And that's one of the reasons that I share, like, hey, you don't have to do this alone. You don't have to do this in silence. There's nothing to be ashamed of. We didn't go to the store like, yeah, let me get 2 packs of bread and that cancer, like stage 4 at that. Like we didn't go like grocery shopping. So
Exactly.
I really want people to be mindful, like give themselves grace, and we didn't ask for this. So that was really long-winded.
Okay.
All of that.
So,
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
So, no. Oh, blue.
Am I blooping or is
Did I
Nisha
freeze?
blooping right now?
It's me.
Niche.
No, it's Nisha.
It was me.
So first I wanted to apologize to everyone and our viewers because Eden was acting crazy over here, y'all. She was just
And
doing
I'm
a whole
eating
bunch.
potato chips.
Do you have a smoke box of those? Like every time I see you eating them.
Oh, those are the good ones.
But I did have a question though for you. I know that you're talking about the different support groups. You also mentioned about how, like, I don't want to say like fake support, because like people are supporting, they want to be able to, but they don't know the right way. So the way I correlate this is like a Caucasian person saying, I got a Black friend. You know what I mean? It is not the same, bro. You don't understand. Not, you know what I mean? So what is something that you've heard that you know, maybe somebody did think that they were uplifting you or encouraging you or saying something good, but in reality it was like, bro, that's not cool, you know. And I think that that's something also that we would want to know, because I feel like sometimes I put my foot in my mouth. I don't know about other people, but my intentions is fully to support or to encourage or to say I'm here for you. But then I could possibly say it in a way that's like, that don't sound like that, you know?
That is a great question. There are so many things that are offensive. And I will say, we try our best to give people as much grace as possible, because if they haven't been through this, they really don't know. So one of the things that we absolutely hate is when, you know, it comes out and we disclose, you know, our medical situation, and somebody says, yeah, I know. Yeah, because Sarah had it and she died. So like what? So like when, you know, when people are
Time
saying
out.
one thing,
Wait,
yeah,
wait, flag
on the play.
flag
I
on the
don't even think
flag.
that was okay to say.
Okay, like
Yeah,
It happens,
because,
like
yeah.
it really happens, and like it's like I don't even entertain it anymore. So like if the people don't know me, I don't mention it. I went a whole year without people knowing. Like, so if people don't know, they don't know. So one of the other things that I really dislike is when people tell me get well soon. Like what? So it just depends on like what stage you are, like, and we really try to give people grace. We really do. But on the other hand, it's not our job to educate everybody. Like, it's so exhausting. I will say, one of the most exhausting things for me is managing my emotions and then managing the emotions of my support group. And it's like, chill. I need y'all to be like, if I'm rocking, y'all rocking. We got to be about it or whatever. Like, I don't need y'all to cry, because I'm going to start crying. So like, you know, I need everybody to at least fake pretend. Like, go cry somewhere else. Don't cry in front of me. Like, it's just so much to handle my own emotions. And then like that stuff, I believe in transference. I don't know about nobody else, but they say energy transfer. Don't die or whatever. Like, we just like, so that bad energy or that sad energy, I don't have time for it. I read an article that had like top 10 things not to say. I need to find that article and I can give it to you. But like, there are so many things that are offensive. Like, and I'd like just start with the basic vocabulary. So people don't correlate stage 4 with metastatic. So when they say, oh, when you finish treatment, like never. So like stuff like that. And again, we really try to give people as much grace as possible, because they really don't know. Like, heck, I didn't know until I started to do my own research. And so now I just want to make sure that I don't offend anyone. And sometimes our language can be offensive, like, because we just don't know.
Right. That's so true. That's so true. That just makes me like think of, for myself, like us being Black. You know what I mean? Dude, it's just all the time. It's like, bruh, you don't get it. But if you want to understand, it has been so many topics that people have talked about and have gone down the line in our history and everything like that. You can do your research as well. I definitely get that. I get that portion. I get that portion.
Yep.
So I have a question again. So I have had the pleasure of meeting you a couple of times, and you have a very, very, very positive spirit. So I want to know what motivates you?
Good question. I am motivated. I think the word is intrinsically, inner motivation. I don't know. You might have to edit that part out. But I am motivated by my kid. at the end of the day, she has a mom and she sees her mom doing XYZ. And I just want to let her know that, like, at any time you can be facing an adversity. And regardless of what it is, you need to always remain calm as much as possible, because we are human. And we do turn up and we do have mental breakdowns and all of that stuff. But like, just knowing at the end of the day that your actions have more of an effect than whatever it is that you're dealing with. And so in addition to teaching her that, I'm learning. So like, I'm learning myself. So whatever might happen, I have to maintain my composure and keep it together, because I might react, and depending on how I react, might have other consequences. So I just really like to just stay focused. At this point in my life, I take nothing for granted, and I'm like so mindful these days. Like, if the energy is off, I'm good. Like I don't have time to waste. I don't have no days to waste. I don't do the silent treatment no more. Like, it just, to me, is a waste of time. So I also think that the reason I'm here is so much bigger than me. So whatever I'm doing, I feel like it's connected to somebody else or an organization or something. And I think that pretty much goes for everybody, but everybody might not take that. Everybody might not believe that as much. They might, be like, hey, this is my business. I'm staying in this box. But it's my job to connect with all of the organizations that I'm connected with, because I think that's what God told me to do.
I think that's that you know your purpose, and you know that God has a bigger purpose for you than what you're going through. I just want to tell you, girl, you are just the bomb. I don't even have no questions.
I do.
I went
I got a whole bunch of questions.
Can you please let me finish hyping her up? Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. She puts a cape on every single day. Every single day.
I get her that. And when we first talked to you, after we got done, I was like, I think I told my sisters, I'm like, y'all, I think she my hero for real. Because
I know she mine.
You are amazing. And it is okay if you want to be friends on the side.
Not on the side. Not on the side.
I'm just saying.
Y'all crazy. Not friends.
I gotta fight you for this.
Dang, she gonna fight me.
So you have really went into detail about everything, and we really appreciate all of the information that you are sharing with us. If you could tell somebody, just a few words, like really simple, to as something that they can think about every day, like each day, like keep moving forward, or whatever the case may be, that is watching our show or that may watch the show, what would you say? This is for women or men.
That is a really good question. I feel like there's so many things to say, but what's sticking out in my mind right now is to just give yourself grace. And for me, I was like, I need to do this. I need to do this. And so when you have cancer, it kind of like forces you to become a new person. So like, it's a number of things that you may not be able to do that you were used to. So for example, I had to resign. That blew my mind. I've been working since I was 16. So not going to work was problematic for me. One of the clinical trials, I only participated in one. So the clinical trial that I participated in gave me nerve damage. So I haven't had on a pair of heels in months. One of the meds that I take to counteract one of the symptoms gives me dry mouth. So like, there's so many things that you are going through. And I like to tell people that you have to grieve your life, your previous life. And it sounds so jacked up, but you're never going to be that person or that man or woman ever again. And the sooner you come to peace with that you're a new person, you have to do things a little bit different, it'll make life easier because you'll go back and forth battling yourself. Like, I was like, oh man, I used to be able to move my whole bedroom set around. Like what? Like I used to be able to like jog 20 miles and you can't, and that's okay. And so the other thing is, please do not be prideful and reject help. Oftentimes we are ashamed to say like, hey, I need some help. I need you to cook this. I need you to so one example, and this is so jacked up. So when I had a mastectomy, you can't lift your arm because like all of this is sore. And so instead of asking for help, I just had a broom and knocked down all the stuff in the pantry. Like, and I should have just asked for help. And so it's okay to ask for help. And you don't have to be ashamed. Like, again, this isn't something we went to the grocery store and got. This is something that was just given to us and we have to play the cards that we're dealt. But I would just say, continue to give yourself grace and allow yourself to actually bloom into this new person that you're going to be.
Nice.
Awesome. I feel like we all need to be asking for help sometimes now. We all be like,
amen to that, man.
I do want to talk
like everybody
your because I don't think we mentioned this. We do have Sharon's logo as our background today. Do you kind of want to talk about that a little bit for us? So we gonna move on.
Yeah, okay, on both sides of the screen. So Thriving for Life was birthed when I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So that is why the IV is bold. I just want to let people know that regardless of what you have going on, you still can be a thriver. It may just look a little different, but you are still the same person. You just have to do some things differently. I started blogging about my journey because one, I couldn't find people who look like me to kind of talk to. And so as I started to blog, I started to meet women from all over the country, even like Jamaica and other places. I was like, oh. And so what's happened is I have like a community of supporters on Instagram and Facebook. And to be honest, sometimes they can relate and they know what to say because they are, battling a similar fight. And so it's very encouraging to have a group that you can kind of talk to. We can drop, hey, something happened today, like midnight in the Facebook group, and somebody is going to answer because it's people from all over the world. So this has allowed me to meet and interact with a number of women from different ages, stages, race, and ethnicities. And at the bottom of all of it, these women, I haven't met any men yet, but these women have poured into me. They have kind of spoken light over me. And I always get very positive reinforcement about being brave enough to share my story because so many women are dealing with it in silence. So this is kind of birth to let people know, like, hey, it is okay, speak your truth. And it might be, the playbook to help another woman or man survive.
Amen. That sounds good to me.
Yes, you so dope, man. You so
yes.
dope.
Okay, so sisters, do y'all have any more questions?
I do.
No,
Okay.
We know that you are Superwoman.
I'm not.
You are Superwoman. Would you like to talk about the other
Oh yeah.
organizations and things that you involved with, like, because she's Superwoman, y'all. This is not period, boo. Like, This is Superwoman.
Listen, I just be trying to get my blessings and hold my hands open wide like the Lord told me, and make stuff happen. So I have my own nonprofit called Tabletop Cleveland, and it was created to allow or make space for teenagers and young adults to learn about life skills and to encourage trades. So often people are like, hey, go to college, go to college, go to college. And, we leave college with thousands of dollars of debt, still don't know how to be a functioning human being. We don't know how to write a check. We don't know how to address an envelope, just basic life skills. So right now, I kind of focus on sharing resources and free items with the community. I'll get back to teaching, I'm thinking the beginning of next year. I'm also part of the National Congress of Black Women, and I am on the Sunshine Committee. And just recently, for Breast Cancer Action Month, we made postcards for breast cancer, people who are in active treatment for all types of cancer. Let me start there or say that. We did cards for young people as well as cards for older adults. We also are hosting a wig drive for the rest of October, and we are going to donate those wigs to Wig Out, and it's located in Houston, Texas. And that is a partnership with one of the ambassadors for the Breast of Us. What organizations am I missing? I think that's it. And I volunteer at other places, but I can't remember what they are right now.
So
okay, boss babe, getting it in.
Is there a cutoff date to donate for the wig donation for any of our viewers who would like to donate? And we will post it on our page as well.
Awesome. So Wig Out is collecting donations at all times. So we're gonna do it until like maybe the end of the month. We might go a week into November, but feel free to donate the wigs directly to them. And when the flyer is shared, it'll have Wig Out's location, so it can be sent directly to them. And just to be clear, we're collecting new and or gently used wigs. I had thought that they refurbished them, but that part of the process has since been canceled due to COVID. So if you have a wig, put it in a Ziploc bag or a wig bag after you've combed it out, and hopefully it's been washed, and it can be sent directly to Wig Out.
Wash the wigs, guys.
Wash y'all wigs. Wash them wigs for you on Sunday.
Please
wash them out. Period. Wash them. Okay, so where can the people follow you if they are looking to get any further information or make any donations, or we speaking that or purchase any shirts and anything like that, like Nisha has on?
Yes. So I have on the black and red one. So the website is thrivingforlife.com if you'd like to purchase a sweatshirt. I also have some t-shirts. I think my Instagram store is up. If not, I have to fix it. I can be followed on Instagram at thriving, THRIVINGIVLIFE. So that's Thriving for Life. I can also be found on Facebook that way. If there are any people looking for resources in Greater Cleveland, they can follow Table Talk CLE on Instagram and Table Talk Cleveland on Facebook.
And I will put in there that, man, these sweatshirts are.
I like them. It's all cozy.
Yes, it's cozy.
Okay, y'all making me want to get me one.
Right.
And I'm a big girl. So it fit me to size.
Yeah.
It fit me to size. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Did you have anything additional that you wanted to share or say before we start to wrap it up, ladies?
Nothing other Sharon, you dope, and we friends now.
All right, we
Mm-mm.
friends.
You can't be her friend.
I
Well,
have
I
a-
am so glad you guys invited me. This is definitely a topic that we need to continue to talk about. We have been underrepresented in this industry. So right now there is a push to have African Americans and women of color participate in clinical trials because historically we have been left out intentionally and unintentionally. So now there's a push like, hey, take this. And these companies are actively seeking our opinions. They're paying, $50, $100, $450 to participate in these trials because we're not showing up. We are underrepresented. So I will say, if you are a person and you're going through any type of cancer and there is an opportunity for you to give back to science and possibly help someone down the line, please consider it. I know people get nervous and think of the Tuskegee experiment and all the other experiments that kind of went left. But in order for us to advance the medical situation around, stage 4, any type of metastatic cancer, we have to have people who are willing to participate in the clinical trials to make sure that, the meds are working or could possibly work for that disease.
So just to be clear, so that I'm hearing you right, the viewers are hearing you right, my sisters are hearing you right. The reason why we are underrepresented in this is because we don't speak out. We get the diagnosis and we stay in silence, or
So it's kind of twofold. So historically, we have been left out. We have been not invited to do or participate in clinical trials. That's one. Then on the flip side, as you kind of fast forward some years, there are clinical trials available, but we are afraid to kind of join them based on history. So, people bring up Tuskegee and how like these experiments where the government or the people participating in these examples kind of use people of color inappropriately or, intentionally poisoned them or made them sick. But now we need to know how these new medicines affect us because we're different than our white counterparts. And they're showing up. They're going to all of the clinical trials. So that's why the rates for mortality are so different when you look at African Americans or women of color and white people. And so we have to make sure that we're showing up so we can kind of close that gap. Because right now, we're the ones that's dying. And we don't realize that we're not doing anything about it. And so I definitely think that we have to change this as a society, and we have to be more willing to kind of participate in these clinical trials. We can't take breast cancer as a joke. So like when people say, oh, girl, get that new boo job. No, that's not what this is. Right. So we definitely need to be mindful about what is happening, what we're participating in, and actually taking time to have conversations. Like, it's okay. You don't have to join a clinical trial right away. There's actually a website, and you put in your, your specs, and it'll let you know if there's a trial that you can participate in. And so we need to do our due diligence. And if it's something that we want to do, we should. And if it's not, then that's okay too. But at least you took the time to kind of do some research and kind of get some background information instead of saying, well, the Tuskegee experiment was da 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 da.
Because that's what they're going to say.
That's so interesting for you to say that, though, because I feel like a lot of people, if they're going to go to the doctor anyways, they now want to say, especially the younger generation, they're going to say, oh, I want a Black doctor. Oh, I think that this Black doctor is going to advocate for me better. But that doesn't matter if there is no evidence supporting that this is going to actually help or hurt you. you know, considering your current diagnosis. So that's definitely something to be talked about and to be said. So thank you for adding that in. I forgot all about that. We talked about that.
And I will say, I thought the same thing. I've been through 5 oncologists, and I've been to every single health center in Northeast Ohio. And I thought like, oh, I got this Black oncologist. We about to be da 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 da. And she got my name all wrong. She sent me an after visit summary of another person, totally different. The lady was 47. She had a husband. She had about 3 kids. And I was like, this ain't me. Like, we can't be in this together if you don't know my name. And so, like, be mindful, advocate for yourself. Like, if you have metastatic disease or any level of breast cancer, even stage 0, you need to make sure that you and your care team are vibing. Those are like your lifeline. So if you guys aren't vibing, it's okay.
Right.
You can move on. And don't think just because you got a couple of bills, you can't leave. You can leave. Tell them you'll handle that later. Like, advocate for yourself. Make sure that you have a good relationship with your oncologist and all of your nursing staff. And kind of just do what's best for you. Don't let them bully you into signing anything that you don't want to sign. If you feel uncomfortable, like, you can ask for a chaperone. Like, there's so much that we can do. And there's small things to advocate for ourselves to make sure that we're having the best care in the health centers that we go to.
So I have taken away, I think, 3 things out of this. The one thing that we want to tell our viewers and put emphasis on is breast cancer is not hereditary. They ask those questions, but it's definitely not something that is hereditary. So if you feel some type of way, or if you feel that you need that mammogram and you are 20 years old, you need to advocate for yourself and get it done. That's one thing. On the gang, Eden. Yes.
Because she did say on it. I heard it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Hey, y'all really leave my baby alone.
And it was perfect too.
The second thing that I took away was so many times in the Black community, we refer to things that was experiment on us, like Tuskegee, you know what I'm saying, that. But it's not enough studies out here that shows how this disease is affecting the Black community and what medicines is needed for Black women. So it's okay. Your life might be saving another woman's life. Yeah. And so it's not about you. That's number 2. The third thing, and the most important thing of it all, is it's okay to need help.
Yes. Yep. It is okay to accept help. Yep.
Yes. It's okay to be 50 in a crowd and raising your hand, like in a crowd of 50 women, like, hey, yo, I'm over here. Yep. And I need some help. So especially the ladies that follow us, take those 3 things. If you don't take anything else from this, take those 3 things. And the 4th thing that I'm gonna throw in there is Sharon is Superwoman. Boom.
Drop the mic.
You're right.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
On the gang.
Brittany.
What? Oh, my take.
No,
I'm sorry. I was just so into what Nisha said. Like, can my takeaways be everything that she said? Everything. But let me put Sharon is dope at the top though, because
man,
on the game.
I think that the major thing that I'm taking away is Number one, because I am breastfeeding as well currently, and that what was told to me initially moving forward with wanting to breastfeed was that it decreases your chances of getting breast cancer. Breastfeeding decreases your chances
Oh.
of breast cancer.
I'm a
That's
doula.
what
never
I
heard
was
of that.
told.
I'm a
That is
doula.
what I was told
Doula.
by my doctor. So that is my number one takeaway is, baby, if you feeling weird, you better go get it checked out. And then, you know, tell the doctor, why you being weird to me? Okay? Because nah. So I'm being goofy about it, but definitely that's like at the top of my list. You know, if you feeling any type of way, do not, you know how sometimes we like, oh, you overthinking it. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
You gonna be okay. Like you said, Googling, because I'm the queen of that. Googling, then be like, oh no, you tripping. Like, no, if you think it's an issue, check it out. If it's nothing, then kudos. Great. Hooray. Celebrate. But if it's something you want to know what's going on.
No, I'm
Misha?
sorry. No, because it made me think about something of what Sharon said in the beginning was healthcare. Like it doesn't cover something.
So depending on what kind of insurance you have, it might not cover your mammogram or your biopsy or whatever until the age
Until you're a
40.
certain age.
So
Yes.
you have to call them and get like, it's called what is it called? A pre-approval or something. And your
Oh yeah,
doctor
you have to
like
get a
put in your script.
pre-authorization.
Yeah, that's what it's called. That's the word. You have to get that in order for them to do it, which is really crazy because if you just need the exam, they should just give it to you. But like, we
That's
shouldn't have
what
to
I would
beg and
think.
plead to get
Right.
Right.
And,
Well,
and
it does
listen,
depend
these
on your
diseases do
insurance.
not have an age limit on them.
It does
How-
not.
It
There are
doesn't.
women or young women as young as 12 with stage 4. So like they are
Oh,
now
my
thinking that after you start your menstrual cycle, then that opens up the opportunity for you to have it. And
I'm
then
just-
as it relates to you nursing, I nursed for 2 years. So
Yeah. So yes, the prior authorizations, I work with insurance, so I'm definitely familiar with that. Insurances do not care, by the way. I'm just gonna tell y'all now. They be like, send us some extra clinical information that supports why they need to have this service, okay? Because we denying it
But
if you
also,
don't. Yes,
the
they
healthcare
will.
system is a business.
It
It's
is
about the money,
absolutely.
and that is
It
another
is.
thing that I think scares people about going to get themselves checked out, because the first thing they're thinking of is, I'm about to get this big bill.
Yes.
Let me tell you something.
Or I'm not going to be covered.
And I don't care. Okay, no, seriously, I am queen of the ER. You gonna give me a bill, okay? But I think that is something that scares a lot of people, and I've heard women say that. You know, I did share with y'all when we first talked. You know, I did find a lump in my breast at one point, and I had people telling me like, "Oh, well, you know, sometimes we just have fatty tissue in our breast. It's probably nothing." I was like, fatty tissue or not, I'm leaving work and I'm going to get this checked out. And when I tell you I got that bill, I didn't care, because at least I knew, you know what I'm saying? At least I knew that it wasn't what it could have been, you know? So to our viewers, don't be scared of no hefty bill. You're going to get a bill. The healthcare system is a business. You're going to get a bill. However, your health is more important, and just knowing what's going on with your body is more important. Do not be scared of no bill.
You know, it goes back to what my grandmother used to tell me all the time, and I carry this with me. Baby, when you leave this earth, you're gonna owe somebody, okay? So If you gotta owe the healthcare professionals to check your health,
They can write it off.
baby, do it. Do it. You got to make sure that you okay. And if you a mother, your number one priority is to make sure that you okay for that child. So if you hearing this, mommies out there, please get yourself checked out. If you feeling anything that is abnormal, check it out. It may not be nothing, but check it out.
No, for certain.
Another thing of what I thought about is one of my good friends, childhood friends, her mom had breast cancer, and she got she noticed the pain in her breast. She was painting her house and she thought that it was just
a stretch.
Yeah, she was like, oh, it's nothing, it's just a stretch. And she was diagnosed with the cancer. It spread so quickly. And so when I say to you that it is very important for you, disregard the bill, disregard what the healthcare is saying to you, disregard all of that, okay? Ooh, put that to the side. This woman struggled with this for a year, okay? And it was hard. It was very, very hard for her because she had to battle the healthcare field and she had to battle like all of the bills. You know what I'm saying? What was coming her way. And so your health is way more important than the bill. Sister.
In regards to the bill, and if you are in Cleveland and you are going to the hospitals in Cleveland, okay, and you are not working or you are not able to afford bills, okay, they have programs that may be able to assist you in regards to bills. I work for one of the larger hospital systems in Cleveland, and I am in the financial department, so I know that there are options in regards to your bill and helping you alleviate those balances. Okay, so if you I always tell my patients this: if you need to go to the doctor, go to the doctor. We will discuss the bill later. We could discuss that afterwards. If you need to go to the emergency room, baby, go to the emergency room. Okay. Don't be calling me talking about I'm stopping you, because I'm not. Go to the emergency room. And last but not least, I do also want to say to our men as well, because I don't know personally any men who have been impacted by breast cancer. However, I know that men can also develop breast cancer. And if you feel, any type of way, I don't know, any kind of way, you feel like it's something wrong. I know a lot of men as well are like, I ain't going to the doctor. I ain't going to the doctor. It is going to be the last resort if I go to the doctor. But we still want to say it to y'all too. We know y'all hard-headed too, but we gonna tell y'all still. Take yourself to the doctor, bro. Get checked out if you feel like something going on. We love y'all. We want y'all to be here. Okay. We want you to get all of the care that you need, all of the treatment that you need. If it is available and you have access to it, do it, baby. Get it, do it, and figure it out. Okay. Did you say on the gang?
Yeah. On the gang.
On the gang. Okay. We will still be here rooting and cheering you on. Eden over here calling people. So let Get her off my phone.
She
We
calling
thank
for
you. First of all, I do not know even how she accessed the emergency contact section and just start
That
calling
is the
people
new technology, babies.
like these COVID babies.
Those
They so
babies.
The COVID babies
They
don't know
so
nothing but
special.
technology.
They definitely so special.
She
Okay.
said, "Hey, don't be telling my business."
Hey, listen. They something special. I'm gonna tell you that for sure. But we thank you so much for taking time out of your day to sit with us and converse with us and educate us on some things that we didn't know. And also put us on and put our viewers on to some bomb organizations and groups that are there to help uplift and encourage any of our viewers that may be experiencing breast cancer or are breast cancer thrivers or survivors, whatever they're going through, whatever they've been experiencing. So we definitely want to say shout out to you. Say shout out.
You go get quiet.
Right. She just got quiet. Like, what?
Shout out to you and all that you do. We definitely want to be a platform that says we want to uplift Black women anyway. We want to uplift women and everybody that we come into contact with. And we consider this giving you your flowers while you can smell them. So while my sisters are saying like, you are a superwoman, we giving you your kudos. We telling you, you are doing a good job. Pat yourself on the back, honey. And like, yes. If I was there, I'd be like, yeah. So definitely continue to uplift and do everything that you're doing. It is definitely truly an inspiration, especially when you can see somebody walking in their purpose and going through something but actively getting through it. So for me, that is so inspiring. Because you don't know, you'll be like, it's looking crazy over here. But then it's like, no, you keep pushing, you keep going through because baby, I'm here and I'm still making it. Okay. So we thank you for coming on, chilling with us and chopping it up with us. Sisters, did y'all have anything else before we close it out tonight?
Just want to hear Sharon say on the game one time. Just one time. Just say it one
What
time.
I'm supposed to say on the gang? What? What? No.
That was all I needed.
On the game. All right. Well, once again, we thank everybody for tuning in to another episode. We thank you all for just continuing to put up with our shenanigans, even though this was something that was a little bit more serious or a lot of bit more serious. We thank you for still sticking out to the end. You made it to the end of the show. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. You made it to the end. Yes. We hope that you have received some education on some things that you may not have known. Don't be saying nothing that you shouldn't be saying. Don't be doing nothing that you shouldn't be doing. And do all the things you're supposed to do though. Go get those limits checked if they need to be. And stay encouraged, stay empowered, stay uplifted, and follow us on all social media platforms. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you guys for having me.
And don't forget to tune in to our next episode. We will be talking about the importance of voting in the Black community. It is very important for you all to tune in to that next episode. We will also be dropping some gems over there. So stay tuned. Yes, our first yes.
Hey,
It is exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
You about to set the bar high, girl.
Yes.
I'm just
Tell her come correct.
Look, they're gonna be like,
oh,
oh my goodness, I'm not gonna be like Sharon. All right. So, am I counting you down, or are you ready? Because I'm ready.
Talking to me?
Brittany.
Oh, okay.
Brittany.
I
See?
know you saw that sash. She ain't talking to you. She talking
I'm ready.
to-
See?
Blue, blue, blues. Okay, I'm ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Nicole's so silly.